Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 5 part 3 Geography, Weather and Climate. In this video we are going to discuss about wind, moisture, rainfall, benefits of rainfall, significances of the weather and climate, and weather forecasting. So these are some of the important topics which we are going to cover in this video. Topic is wind. So air always remains in motion, as you know. It is always in motion. It can move vertically as well as horizontally. Now the vertical motion of air is called air current, while the horizontal motion is called wind. Now the air moves in a direction which is essentially parallel with the surface of earth. It originates due to the effect of low and high pressure areas. Now the movement of air from high pressure areas to low pressure area is called wind. Now you can understand the origin of the wind by the direction of the wind. So the direction of the wind is determined by the direction of the area of its origin. Suppose the wind is coming from south, is known as south winds, and the wind coming from east is known as easterly. So the direction of the wind is determined by the direction of the areas of its origin. Now we will discuss about the types of wind. So we have seasonal wind, we have permanent wind, we have variable winds and local winds. So the wind which blow regularly in a definite direction in certain latitudinal area of the world are called the permanent winds. Now the trade winds, westerlies and polar winds are example of permanent winds. Next we have periodic winds, and these are the winds which blow in a particular direction during a particular period of day or a month. It is not like permanent wind, as permanent wind regularly blows, but periodic winds blows in a particular period of a day or month. Like we have monsoon, land and sea bridges. These are the example of periodic winds. Then we have local winds. Now the winds which is originated due to the local differences in air pressure and temperature, they are known as local winds like Lu, Mistral, Khamsin, Chinook, Fohn. These are the example of local winds. Now we have variable winds, and these winds are the winds whose direction and speed are highly variable, like cyclones and anticyclones. They are the main variable winds. Here you can see the different types of winds and the directions. Now cyclones are the strong winds and they blow in a circular manner around the area of low pressure. These cyclones cause great direction and devastation, and especially on the sea coasts. A cyclone represents atmospheric disturbance, and it is also called a tropical storm. When you go to east coast of Bay of Bengal, you can find that cyclones are very frequent, and they move along a definite path which is called track of a cyclone. So when you go on east coast, you can find that cyclones are very frequent, but when you go on the west coast, cyclones are not very frequent in those areas. Now the cyclone reported on 29 October 1999 in Odisha is termed as super cyclone. The high velocity winds, rain and tidal surge brought heavy damages in the state. The winds of up to 260 km per hour lasted for over 36 hours. And because of this, there was a heavy rain for 3 days continuously. Also, this cyclone winds caused tidal waves that swept 20 km inland, and it killed more than 8,000 people, 450,000 cattle, destroyed 2 million houses, and caused damage to standing crops of paddy and other crops over several thousand hectares of land. Also, it uprooted over 90 million trees. About 300 other cyclones have been reported both on east coast and west coast from 1905 to 2005. But you can see the super cyclone had a great destruction. Now India is prone to almost all the natural disasters. When you talk about earthquake, flood, drought, landslides, you can see most of the natural disasters. So the government of India has set up the National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA. Now the Prime Minister of India is the chairman of this organization, and NDMA has organized the first disaster management conference in New Delhi from 28 to 30 November 2006. Also, NDMA is responsible for helping people to minimize the risk and reduce losses on account of such disasters. Now, the measures taken in advance and aimed at decreasing or eliminating the impact of disaster on community and environment are called mitigation measures. And the degree to which people are exposed to disaster or harmed is called vulnerability. Now when there is a cyclone, Fishermen and other people living in coastal areas are more vulnerable to damage and destruction which is caused by cyclones. Now, some of the mitigation measures include design and construction of building with strong foundation, doors and windows. Also, this window have cyclone proof roofs. But the poor people lack in such type of house, and they should move to cyclone shelters which is provided by government on the sea coast. Now, when we talk about the long term strategies to avoid for the precaution of these disasters, it includes planting more trees, develop community contingency plans on various level like community, school and civil society. So here we have a map of India and the areas which are prone to cyclone. Now next is moisture. So the water vapor present in the atmosphere that is called moisture, and it varies from place to place, and their concentration depends upon the temperature. Now the hot air can hold more water vapor when it is compared to the cold air. So when the temperature increases, the capacity of air to hold water vapor increases. And the condition is reversed in case of decreasing temperature. And from where does the atmosphere gets this water vapor? So they get their water vapor from the water bodies through the process of evaporation. And you must have read about the evaporation. Evaporation is the process that changes liquid into vapors. So the actual amount of water vapors present in the air is known as the humidity. And when the air holds maximum amount of water vapor, the process of condensation takes place. So condensation is the process in which water vapor starts converting into tiny water droplets. When water vapor cools down, it converts into tiny water droplets. Now, if there is condition that temperature further falls down, the water droplets converts into ice crystals. And you can have fog, mist, dew, clouds and rainfalls. And these are the main form of condensation. You can see the process of water cycle. So from water body, because of the heat, the water will change into vapor, water vapor, and that process is called evaporation. And when it will become water vapor, it will rise up, and once it is cool, it will change into water droplets, and that process is called condensation. Now when there is more of the water vapor in the clouds, you can see the precipitation in the form of rain, snow, and again in that form the water will be collected in the water bodies. So it is a continuous cycle which is going on. Rainfall, and rainfall can be defined as the form of precipitation in which water droplets fall from the atmosphere on the earth's surface. So there are three types of rainfall. We have relief rainfall, conventional rainfall and cyclonic rainfall. So here we will discuss about the relief rainfall, and it occurs when moisture bearing winds are forced to rise over a hill or mountain and shed its moisture in the form of rainfall, and it is also called the orographic rainfall. So you can see the rain bearing clouds. Which is forced to rise over a hill or mountain, and now they will shed their moisture in the form of rainfall. So this is relief rainfall. Convectional rainfall. So when the moist air gets heated and rises up in the atmosphere, the air further expands, cools and condenses to form clouds and to bring rainfall. This is convectional rainfall. So warm air, you can see the warm air is rising up, and once it is when it cools down, it condenses to form clouds and you can see the rainfall after that. When warm and cold air have different densities, they don't mix. In this case, the warm air rises up due to its light weight, while the cold air remains near the surface. And in this situation, a front originates. Now rising warm air condenses and forms cloud, which finally brings rainfall. Now this type of rainfall is known as the cyclonic or frontal rainfall. Questions to check your progress till now. Prepare a chart to show how the clouds get formed through the process of evaporation and condensation. Second, what type of rainfall occurs in your areas? Discuss with your friends and teachers. So we will do this exercise. You need to do this in your homework copy. Next topic we have is benefits of rainfall. What are the benefits of rainfall? So it is very important for the survival of plants and animals. Now most of the underground water comes from the rainwater. It provides fresh water to the earth's surface. And when there is less rainfall, water scarcity and drought occur. Now what are the significances of the weather and climate? So they both play very significant role in our day-to-day lives. The knowledge of weather keeps the farmers up to date, which is very helpful for their agricultural activities like sowing, harvesting, ploughing. All the national and international flights are operated under favorable weather conditions. So for that also we need to know the weather. Weather forecasting helps people to arrange their trips. Weather forecasting provides prior information of arrival of floods, storms, cyclones, etc., and we can prepare our. Now, what is weather forecasting? So, it is a very complex process and it is done by meteorologists with the help of sophisticated devices and instruments. Now, they record the changes in the temperature, air pressure, wind and humidity, etc. They will record each and every change. And these records are collected from various weather stations. Meteorologists are the people who study these records and calculate the future conditions. On the basis of this weather related records, we are informed about the future weather conditions through TV, radio and newspaper. You would have seen the weather forecasting in news. It is important to aviation purposes also. Aviation means flying aeroplane and all. Because the airmen must know what kind of weather they may meet along their airway route before the sit-down. And in same way, the sailors, farmers and fishermen must know whether there will be storm or cyclone. So it is very important. Here you can see weather forecasting is given over here, and after reading this bulletin, carefully answer some of the questions. What is mean by maximum 33 degrees Celsius and minimum 24 degrees Celsius? Now, how can this information be useful to farmers, office goers and travelers? Now, the above mentioned bulletin also gives information of sunset and sunrise. How can students like you be benefited from this information to organize your daily schedule of activities? Please do this activity. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.